right, all right, all right. I do believe I am live. Hello, Zen friends. Happy Thursday to you. Hope you're doing well. Excited, as always, to see what messages are going to come through tonight and what we can learn and grow from all the messages that we hear from others too. If you're hanging around for those, I know I learn a lot. So welcome, welcome. Before we get into everything, we do like to, of course, come back to the moment out of the future, out of the past, out of the chaos of the outside world to this right here inside of us, this beautiful bubble of unconditional love. And we'll do that by taking a big deep breath in if you want to join me, and then hold it for as long as you feel comfortable, and a slow exhale out, coming back to the now. And then we'll bring in the singing bowl for more beautiful energies. So if you want to join me, let's start by taking a big deep breath in. Here we go. Beautiful, beautiful. And then we will hit the singing bowl 3 times as per usual. And as we're doing that, you can just let that beautiful love inside of you radiate up into your mind and your brain and all of your stories, into our heart and all of our emotions, to our physical bodies and all of our cells and our joints and our muscles, just everything in our human body. And then our energetic body with its little energetic meridians that run through our bodies, our chakra systems, our auras, and let it fill us up and flow out to the outside world, letting it do what it wants to do out there to help raise the vibration of the planet. So, as we're doing this, of course, one thing we can do that I always talk about, raising our love vibration, it's all about the gratitude, right? If we're grateful for just one thing right here, right now, in this moment, zip, it starts zipping us up in our energy to a higher vibration, which, of course, amplifies us to receive more of what we're grateful for, but it opens us up like a chalice ready to receive messages from spirit too. So I'll hit it 3 times. And remember, gratitude. Here we go. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much for joining me in doing that. Love that energy. Boom, boom, boom. All right, everybody. Hello, hello. So glad to have you here. Excited for this evening. And wow, we got one more day left before the spring equinox. So tomorrow, I'll put an announcement out. We're going to have a spring equinox kind of little ritual tomorrow night at the beginning, since technically Aries moves into the sun like 8:43 a.m. Mountain Time. So in about, what is that, 12, 13 hours, around 13, 14 hours is when we move into spring on the Northern Hemisphere, fall in the Southern Hemisphere. But you're ready for some cool weather there in the Southern Hemisphere, right? um, Mercury goes direct tomorrow too, but we're going to have a special drawing, which I'll talk about tomorrow. Um, and I'm going to kind of do it probably like I did Halloween and Christmas and Thanksgiving, where anyone who asks for a free reading, I'll probably pull one winner from all the free readings and one winner from all the donations at a chance of winning like a 15-minute personal recorded reading, I think is what we'll do. I'll think about it more. It's kind of spur of the moment today, but I'll give you more. But just to give you guys a little heads up, shh, don't tell anyone else. All right. So if you're new to my channel or new to these readings, welcome. I'm your Buddha Z, and we're here to spill the tea. So thank you for being here. We've got a great group of Zen friends, huge hearts, great senses of humor. So there's always room for more Zen friends. So thank you guys for being here. We do try to keep it a beautiful, higher vibrational place of laughter and positivity and love. So thank you for being here. If you want to know how the whole process works, it's all down in the description area of the video. Basically, free readings are first come, first serve. And you just put your question out there. And if you don't want to put your business out there, you can ask for a general reading and we'll pull for that. Or if you don't know what you want to ask Spirit, but you want to hear something, you can ask for a general reading. We'll see what they have for you. If anyone makes a donation, I do honor that energy exchange, prioritize those, step outside of the free readings, dive deeper, meaning we pull more cards, we spill more tea with those. You also get a oracle card of some sort as a fortune cookie to round out the reading. If you want to make a donation, you can use the super chat at the bottom or in the description area of the video. I do have my Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, Square, and I recently added Google Play to that too. So if you're wanting to make a donation, you can use any of those. And of course, I don't have any set dollar amounts, whatever you're able to give from your heart. I honor, because I know not everyone has the same finances. The cost of living is different. The rate of exchange is different across the world. So I trust you're giving what you can from your heart, and I do honor it. Yeah, so that's that. And I know that not everyone is able to give. That's why I do try to get to free readings every session. If I do not get to free readings, 2.5 hours into the session, I do step away from donations and do about 30 minutes of free readings. Then I return, finish up all donations. Then after that, I most often try to complete all the rest of the free readings after that as well. After the end of each session, I do post a pinned comment listing all the readings that are completed with timestamps. I know we're super fancy. So I do list all that. And all you have to do is find that after the stream is ended is when I post it. You can just go find your name, click on it, takes you right to your reading. Handy dandy. I do offer personal readings and energetic hedges. All that information's down in the description area. But every new moon and full moon, I also have a giveaway. What? I know. Crazy Zen's giveaway. So about every 2 weeks, I have a giveaway where one person wins a 30-minute personal recorded reading or one of my energetic hedges, whichever you prefer out of those. I just posted today the full moon drawing for April 1st. No fooling. Here is the link here. All my playlists are down in the description area or on my main page of my YouTube channel at the top, as all the playlists are listed if you ever want to find the current drawing. But that's how you can get into it. Watch that video. It tells you how you can enter. I will pull a winner on April 1st and put out a video around that. And then around every new moon and full moon, I do put out a new video called Making the Most of. This one is the new moon that was just a couple days ago with the Pisces new moon energy. Yesterday, in fact. I was thinking, "A couple of days ago?" No, yesterday. Um, so we still can use this new moon energy. It's a powerful one. I talk a little bit about that. We have, of course, the new moon energy of Pisces allows us to put this energy around our dreams. And then with the sun moving into Aries, which is action, action, and spring equinox, it's wonderful energy to start things and to put our dreams to action. And April actually is a month that's free of retrogrades, which means all the energy is supporting us moving forward. Mercury goes direct tomorrow. It's the only one that was in retrograde. And so it'll be in its post shadow till like April 10th. But every day we move away from tomorrow's date, it becomes easier and easier and more abundant of our flow. So April 10th to the end of the month of April, big month to start things and for forward movement. So make the most of that energy if you want to check that out. I also have a video that's linked in that one that is the basics of making the most, which dives even deeper into making the most of the new moon wishes and new moon intentions too. And lastly, but not leastly, we just came out with a new episode today of The Easier Path called Fated Love. I was thinking, was that a song, Fated Love? No, no, it was, um, I forgot what the name of it was now, but it was an old '80s song. Tainted Love, not faded, but tainted. But this is about faded love, or it could be tainted love, you never know. But, so if you wanna check that out, we do talk about, things in our life that can be difficult, the reason why humans do what they do, Spirit's perspective on it, and then hints from Spirit on how to make things an easier path instead of a harder one. So, all that is free, so check it if you'd like. Oops, and then of course, the playlist. Well, that's a very wobbly. There we go. So the playlist is, if you want to catch up any of the previous episodes, is of course in the description area of the video, and then also on my main channel page. All right. So let us get our little lists updated and we'll get into the readings here. We got Jojo in the house. Hey, Jojo. Yeah, Tainted Love. Thank you. I'm glad you had it probably right away. um, so I do have your donation. So you'll be up second. I don't see a question from you yet. So make sure to pop that down there so that we can, when we get to that, we'll just go right into that there. So thank you for your donation. I've got Against All Odds here. Hello, hello. Good to see you. We'll get you on the free list here. And we've got Ravit. Hey, Ravit. Good to see you. We'll get you on the free list as well. And Olivier Vagara. Hello, hello. Good to see you. Happy to see you too. Yeah, but we'll get you on the free list here for the coming week. I think that might be everyone. I got everyone else on the list. I'll go there. You'll pop. You will pop. Hey, Olivier. And then we have Leslie. Hey, Leslie. Good to see you. That was back at 3:00. It was a couple hours ago. You might be here, though. But in case you are, hello, hello. Got you on the free list here. We have Sudeshna Ghosh. So, Sudeshna, we have you for your donation. You'll be up first. Thank you for that. Then we have Swaroop Bobby from earlier today for the free list. And Minihil. Yep, we got Minihil on here. User Pacey. And Aditi as well. So all you guys were like real early today. So you might not be here right now. But if you are, hello. And you are on the free list here. Hey, Blueberry. Good to see you. Hello, hello. So for donations, we have Sudeshna and Jojo is where we're at. And then if there's no other donations that come in, we'll be getting into free readings fast here. Possibly we'll see. If any other donations come in. You know how they just start kind of flowing in. So I don't want to get anyone's hopes up just in case. So cheers, everybody. Thank you so much for the thumbs up. It really does help spread the Zen love. You're part of the love tsunami, and it helps get my channel and the messages of spirit in front of other people. So thank you for being part of that love tsunami. And cheers to you. I love you. All right. So let us dive in. Okay, well, first, before that, this is the tarot I'll be using tonight. Since we're in the moon in Aries, this is kind of fiery, fun tarot. So I have the lunar in case I want to go back to that, but I kind of want to do a fire one. Since we're kind of in the moon energy kind of phase, we're still going to use the dark moon oracle for the um, fortune cookie for those that make a donation. That's what I'll be using tonight. So, hey, Blueberry, thank you. I got your question here. I'll grab that before I dive in here. Get you on the list here. Ooh, I didn't put my little hashy markies here, or Enyas, or whatever those are called. Okay, I got all those in there. All right, perfect. All right, so let's dive in, everybody. Thank you for being here. I love you guys. So, Sudeshna, you are up. 16:30 is your timestamp. So we'll put that up here. And so you want to know the upcoming week for you: love, career, health, and guidance. All right. Let's see what we got going on here. So the upcoming week for love. All right. And then this one is for career. And then for health. And for guidance overall for the week. Okay, we got 1, 2, 3. Then the bottom of the deck would be the energy for all of the week. So we'll look at that first here real quick and then dive into this other. So the bottom of the deck, you do have the Page of Cups. So we definitely like this energy of the Page of Cups. This is about happiness. It's like the emotions are at a heightened level in a positive way, and in a great place to be there. So I do like that, um, kind of energy for the entire week, because that means every area of your life you're going to feel like a little lighter in your emotions. So you had love first. Let's see what we got there. Yeah, you've got this death and this rebirth energy, which is a good energy. And I feel like this is the a week of putting some end to some old emotions, putting an end to some old, um, you know, connections, desires, dreams that don't serve you anymore. Just feels like you're letting go of some stuff that's freeing up your heart and allowing you to feel this, heightened sense of worth, because it definitely feels like you are choosing to let some stuff go and not having hopes or, you know, attachments to something. You're just like, I'm cutting things, and it's freeing for you. It just feels very, uh, I don't know, light. Again, this light kind of emotional energy. Some burden has left. Career wise, yep, you got the Hanged Man. So there is a bit of seeing things more clearly, gaining some clear ideas. Um, Transformation again too. Yeah, death and rebirth. You got major arcana, and then you have the Hangman major arcana, which is this again, letting go, kind of like what you're doing with the relationships. Just letting go of some old desires, some old things that don't serve anymore. And it's like the caterpillar letting go of and shedding some stuff, going, so I feel like you're getting a lot of clarity both around love and about career, about what you're wanting here. And maybe this comes in from, like, you know, I know you're going on this little weekend and you have time to think. I feel like you kind of come back with a new attitude, a new perspective, because sometimes when we step away from our life, we're able to glance back at it and then come back around it. So I like that. And then for health, yeah, you got the 5 of Cups. So there is this movement of emotion. Again, this sorrow turned to joy, kind of energy coming in with the 5 of Cups. And again, just to add into all this, that, getting away and relaxing, I feel allows your body to rest and allows your body, in fact, you might be wanting to take some naps when you're on this vacation and falling asleep, out, I don't know if you're going to be by the water or whatever, and you're just like, I'm just gonna go sleep right here. And it's this really good rejuvenation of your body because it feels like there's this emotional stress is leaving, which is allowing your body to feel more self-healing with this energy coming in here. Overall guidance for the week. Yep, you have the Queen of Cups, ruler of your emotions. So I like this energy. Feel like it's important with the Queen of Cups because you do pick up other people's emotions, an empathic kind of ability that you're kind of creating this bubble of love around you, allow this unconditional eternal love to flow in and kind of create that bubble around you so that other people's emotions, whatever, stay out there. And you're kind of in this bubble of love, and you can really use this next week to have that, wonderful, you know, feeling of protection, like a buffer, that's there. You also have, yeah, the 6 of Cups. And there is this return to childlike energy. I like the 6 of Cups in, it can be a lot of different things, but I'm definitely getting childlike energy, not childish, like, don't throw tantrums, but it's that, a child looks at the world of full of possibilities, and they're not tainted by experience and disappointments and stuff a whole lot. They're just looking at the world without expectation. That's why they don't face disappointment. It's when we start expecting stuff and have rules to obey that we start feeling less than and shrinking. So I like this return to childlikeness and just look at the wonder of the world and the possibilities of the world. And then your final card here, you have the 4 of Swords, yeah, which is peace of mind. And the 4 of Swords, the reason why they have peace of mind is because they're sleeping on the Ace of Swords. They're seeing things from that higher perspective, from this place of eternal unconditional love, that it's really short in comparison. I mean, when we live usually the max 120, 130 years as a human, most of us don't make it up to 100. Many of us don't make it into the 90s. So it's really 80 years, and here I am, 59. I've got maybe a decade or two left. When you look at life as like how fast it flies by, you realize, what am I worried about so much? I'm going to live instead of worry about all the supposed to be's, the should be's, the need to be's, the have to be's. And I kind of feel like with that 4 of Swords, that's letting go of expectation, and that allows you to be restful because you're focusing on what you're grateful for in the moment instead of, all of that that's falling short, all that's not working out. I was reading something that said unhappiness happens when things aren't working out the way that our ego feels like they should. That's where our unhappiness comes from. We have this idea, it should be this, it's not, I'm unhappy. When we get rid of all that, we can be happy for no reason at all. So I like that. Let's see what your dark moon oracle is here for your fortune cookie. All right, right away. Kim flying out here. Yeah, you're definitely transition with the death and rebirth and the hangman and all that. There's definitely, you're on a path to enter a new gateway here. And let's see what this brings in here for you. So the energy of this card is the dark moon in Virgo. It's time to release criticism and negativity and usher in some fresher, healthier new energy. What you need right now is to be a little flexible, a little mutable, a little more open to whatever is happening. You are headed out of one way of being toward a new way. You just have to work out what you want to take with you into your new situation. I love that. Your trajectory is not a straight line, though, and you really can't hurry the process along. The more level headed you are about transitioning from the old to the new, the easier the process will be. Be meticulous, pay attention to what is going on around you, and consider what you need to leave behind as well. Be honest with yourself and the people and situations you're dealing with. All those cards of death and rebirth, of leaving behind what no longer serves, right? You need to figure out the wheat from the chaff. The more you pay attention to details now, the sooner you'll get the answers you're looking for. If the past has been tough, then be glad when this card comes up because it means there is movement. Make some plans to help things along. Additional meanings for the card: check the fine print, get organized, work on your health, love yourself more, and realize that someone wants to help you. Nice. I like that. So that is what they have for you, Sudeshna. So thank you again for your donation. Many blessings to you. All right. So let me do some more shout outs here before we continue on here. And I'll verify here. I know, Jojo, it looks like you might have changed your question, which is all right. You can do that. You'll do a second donation for the dream question. All right, that's fine. And thank you, Shanji. I did get your two donations that came through Zcash app. So we'll have Jojo and then your two, and then Jojo's going to make an additional donation. So you'll be up after that. Whoops. Get those on here. That was weird. Oh, probably because I hit this other button. It was doing something over here. Who knows what I'm pushing, what I'm doing on my computer. So, hey, Shanji. Let's see. We also had here Lily Cherryberry came in. Hello. We'll get you on the free list here. And I thought, so I got Blueberry. I thought there was someone else that came in, but maybe I must have. Oh, hey, Deb. Good to see you. Hello, hello. Maybe I was sensing Deb. All right. So, very good. So I think I've got everyone caught up here for the questions. Let me take a quick sip here and we'll dive into JoJo's first reading. Cheers, cheers. All right. Let's get this thing off of here. There we go. All right. Thank you, JoJo. All right. So for your first one, JoJo got 2756. It's coming in here. And you wanted this one to be actually, first want to know if your future person is someone you've seen, heard, or know. You have some inklings. Uh-oh. All right. Let's find out here if you know them or of them or seen them. So is it someone you've seen, someone you've heard, and so or someone you know? All right. What else here? Anything else we can know here? Boom, boom. All right. I laugh because the bottom of the energy is the sun card, which is Leo energy, which would be someone who's in the spotlight, who is, so they're like, you very well could have possibilities. We'll see here what they say, but that makes sense that Leo energy, they're part of that kind of creative like you are. So we talked about that before. So that is their energy. So is it someone you've seen? You might have seen their work with the devil card here because this is rolls over the um, house of work, the 10th house of work. So I do feel like you might have seen their work, maybe not them in it, but something that they've made and produced possibly with that. Um, yeah, because it doesn't feel like they're like this big, huge type of producer. Um, but I feel like they've been involved in something and you've seen that. Like I feel like they've done other stuff, but I feel like when you're asking, have I seen them? And they're like, no, but you've seen some of their work, which is interesting. We'll see what else we have here. Have you heard them? Here we got the Ace of Swords, so that would be new hearing. Um, you got the Eight of Wands, along with the Wheel of Fortune. In this energy, it feels here like, again, that I don't feel like you've heard them, but with this, Eight of Wands, their energy that they put forward, I feel like they've, like, interacted with other artists, either in movie and music or movie and music, and so they've had, like, they wouldn't be the big directors and big things, when all those other screens roll, or you have all these other people that have, added into it, that, their name would appear amongst all the others, right? So they've been a big contributor in a lot of things, um, both in, and I feel like it is movies because it's the seeing, and the hearing, I feel like, is with music as well, contributors. So let's see here. Do you know of them? We'll take a look here. Um, I really don't feel like you do yet, because we do have the Knight of Cups, which it's the movement of emotion, um, and the King of Swords is, of course, you know, again, this energy of writing, and writing music, writing plays, writing, playwright and stuff, and I feel like you don't know who they are yet. I feel like you've, like, come close to witnessing who they are, little tidbits, but, which means that they're very involved in things, and I kind of feel like when with movies, it's not so much like huge, maybe big movies, as much as it is more like, the independent films, kind of, because they haven't made it big yet, but they've done a lot for, their age, already, I feel like they started really early, with all this. Let's see what's below the surface here. We got a couple more. Yeah, we got the King of Wands. So they really are a go-getter. This makes sense that they're a fire sign. They probably a Leo. Um, but there is this fire kind of energy, and they could be an Aries or a Sagittarius, but I would feel more with the Sun card on the bottom, um, that more of a Leo and a Sag than an Aries energy. Yeah, and a Hierophant. I feel like here they might even do some teaching, because the Hierophant is teacher student energy, and the King of Swords is also student teaching energy. So they might even, um, but I don't feel like they're that old to be able to be an like a acting teacher or a music teacher. Maybe they might even be doing some like voice lessons, and that's how they're making ends meet. They kind of do that kind of thing. Don't feel like they're on YouTube or anything like that yet. I feel like they're just so busy, contributing, doing, helping with else, helping with this, doing the teaching people, singing, vocal, piano lessons, guitar lessons, they're telling me. So they play guitar and piano, and they're like, they play other stuff too, but they wouldn't. That's funny. They wouldn't, they're like, they couldn't stand, like, teaching clarinet and flute and something to someone, because 'cause they're like, "That's just like, "Urgh." It's like it's a walrus dying. They're like, uh, they don't have the patience, or they don't need the patience. They're like, if they had to, they'd do it, but they're like, "I'm in a place where I'm not that desperate to teach, like, wind instruments," though they could play them. Um, yeah, I think they're a little older than you. because it feels like maybe 23 to 25 years old is the energy. I feel like they started very young. Like, there was cards that were, like, starting with things like with the devil card, like, at 15, they were helping and doing things, and 18 and 19 is when they've been doing this. Oh, you're 26? I didn't think you were that old. Of course, I met you a few years ago. But, yeah, mid-20s, so I feel like you guys are around the same age, but they've had the opportunities, and I feel like they've lived like, maybe they've lived in, like, LA, New York, you know, I maybe both, and they've had opportunities in both to, get involved in things. They might even have, like, a parent who's involved in the arts, both parents involved in the arts. Oh, yeah. Mom lives in New York, dad lives in LA. Exes, they're divorced, so that's why she's able to be in both locations. Interesting. Yeah, and, yeah, past trauma. Past trauma to have the drama. This might even be a picture of her. Oh, well, can you send me a picture? Can you send that to my email? It says, "This card holds the energy of the dark moon in Aquarius. The pain and vulnerability of unresolved wounds may come forth, but know that rays of light break through the darkness, offering hope for healing and resolution." When this card comes up, it's telling you to accept yourself as you are, embrace your individuality. Therein lies the key to liberation. Reclaim yourself and express your truth with unwavering authenticity. There's a good chance that a past trauma is holding you back. What comes to mind when you hear that? Have you detached emotionally from a painful experience as a coping mechanism and now lost touch with your feelings of what is right? Try not to rationalize your feelings or intellectualize your emotions. Rather, take this card as a sign that you need to process everything. If you don't do that, you could bleed on the one that didn't cut you. That's funny that that stands out too. It's like I can picture like create like someone starring in like a horror film, like one of those independent films, and it's someone is bleeding on someone. It's like, oh, you like horror films. In other words, you could unintentionally hurt or blame someone in the present because of unresolved pain or trauma from your past, so continuing the trauma cycle. If you're expecting the worst in your current most pressing life question, that could be trauma. If you're having trouble trusting someone for no other reason than someone else once let you down, that could be trauma. If this is resonating, consider whether it might be helpful for you to get some professional support to work through this. Try not to let what happened in the past dictate your present and your future. Additional, and I kind of feel like this is the energy that they went through as well. If this resonates for you, if it doesn't resonate for you, then this is definitely theirs. This 1-1, energy of the 11 is the 2 of you standing side by side. So you've experienced similar things so that you guys just get it, and you don't even have to talk a whole lot about it. You're just like, "That sucked," and you're like, "Yeah, it did." And they're like and you're like, "And that sucked for you?" And you're like and she's like, "Yeah, it did." And you're like, "Alright, what's next?" Additional meanings for the card: remind yourself that pain is temporary, work on becoming less emotionally detached, pay more attention to someone close to you, be kinder, and do some charity work to get perspective. So, I like those for you, and they probably do some charity work too. I feel like that's why they help out other artists and don't charge a whole lot or do trade, and, I feel like they're very supportive that way. So that is what they have for El Numero Uno. We'll circle back around here. We got 2 for Sean G. And then we will come back around for your additional one there. All right. So I like it. I like this. I like this woman. Cheers, cheers. Yeah, big information tonight. I like it. I like her for you because, yeah, she passes Bretta Zen's test. Your big brother. Okay, I think this is okay. I agree. Not that I needed to. You're like, too bad if you don't like it. I'm gonna do what I want anyway. I know. All right, so Sean G, you are up. Here's for your first one. Boom, boom, boom. So thank you for your donations here. I don't think you have any questions in these. Let me just double check real quick. No, right. So, hey, let's take a look here. So I think your first one here, let me just make sure I didn't fly by it. Okay, here we go here. So if you ask your friend Liz, would she be open to coming to help you vend next Saturday? She makes waist beads. So I was going to ask her if she'd help, and in return, she can sell her beads, and I'll give her gas money and some extra change. Oh, nice. All right. So let's take a look here. Based on current energies, would Liz be open to coming next Saturday? All right. So we got these here, and then these here, and this here. All right. Yeah, we'll take a look here. We've got the judgment card, which is like our higher self calling us to something. So that could go a couple of different ways. We'll see what the deets are here. We do have the Eight of Swords. Yeah. So we got the Eight of Swords, which is a good flowing energy. I like that. We've got the Magician, which is again a positive card, and the Seven of Wands. Yeah. So I feel like this is a positive thing. I feel like um the energy that I'm picking up from her, she does like to be her own self. She likes to be her own person. She likes to be this, you know, the magician is an action oriented person. They like things to be their idea, right? And they like to be asked, you know, and um ask their opinion. This is what that Eight of Swords is bringing in. So, if you're like, I'd love, if you're available, I'd love to, for you to come, um, you know, come share a booth with me and come help out. And I like your ideas on how how we could set it up. And so asking their opinion on some things, um, I feel like is important for them, and to make it feel like they're not just the help, but that they're kind of a partner in this adventure, and that you're interested in more than just them, helping you out. That and you'll present it in that way. But I feel like that's important to know, and I feel like they're very open to this here. Yeah, we got the Six of Pentacles, this equal giving and receiving energy here. We got the Page of Cups, this happy energy that comes in with that, and the Hermit card too. And the Hermit card, is this. Um, I feel like they kind of do need time for recovery in a way, right? Um, and um, so there's something here about, this equal giving and receiving kind of energy, and, you know, and, yeah, it's going to be busy. And I know, if you need to take a break, I'll watch your stuff, and I'll sell your stuff too. If you need to go take a break and, go get something to eat and step away if you need it. Cause I feel like they need time to regenerate around this too with this hermit card, but they're all about the equal helping each other out kind of energy that's coming in here. And I like that. I feel like they're a very helpful person. Yeah, we got a Leo. sun energy here, being in the spotlight, which they can rally to be in the spotlight, but they can also be exhausted. So I feel like that's something to keep in mind around them is that, especially with that hermit, that they do need time to kind of decompress. Um, if it gets really, really busy and there's a lot of people, like if you guys get slammed at your booth or whatever, that it's important that that they get to go take a break. You know, you're more I feel like you're more fueled by being around people. You have more extroversion than they do, at least. So you could handle it more and go, yeah, yeah, that was great. Wow, what a, do you want to go break? You want to go get a coffee or, go get something to drink, whatever, and they're like, oh, yeah, can I? And you're like, yeah. I feel like that's an important piece of it that comes in here too. So I like that. So that is what they have. Oops, we got your fortune cookie here too. I was like, I have them right here in my hand. So let's take this one and we'll go on to number 2 here in a moment. Yeah, we've got torn, number 7 here. So if number 7 has any meaning to you, and let's see what this is bringing in here. So this card contains the energy of the dark moon in Libra. If your life has been out of kilter, focus on releasing whatever is upsetting your equilibrium. Could it be that you're sending out mixed signals to someone else or to the universe? If you've been on an emotional roller coaster of late, allow yourself to shed whatever isn't working for you to create space for what can work. Balance is essential now, and that includes your emotions. If you're giving or getting mixed signals, make sure this isn't happening because of someone's ego or your own. Are you torn between what you once wanted and what you want now, or what it seems like you're going to have to accept? Confront that. The more you can get out of your head and into your heart, the better. Your heart knows what's best for you and will resolve your dilemma. Put your hands over your heart chakra and breathe lightly. Ask your heart what you should do and follow that advice. It may also be that you need to set some boundaries in the situation you're inquiring about. Relationship dynamics can be highlighted when this card comes up. Release upsets between the two of you and breathe into the energy that you want for yourself and the people in your life. Additional meanings for this card: leave a toxic relationship, carry out a relationship inventory, recognize that someone is being selfish, work on healing a relationship, and consider whether someone is jealous of you. Interesting. But we do have all this equilibrium energy coming up with the equinox tomorrow morning. So there's this balancing energy that's automatically kind of coming into your life as it is. So um, it looks like there is this um positive energy around that. Just about they gave you just advice on how to approach it and gave you a little more information or confirmation on their personality so you know how to kind of approach. All right. So that's what they have for first one. We'll circle back around for number 2. Let me just do a couple quick shout outs here. We got Val in the house. Hey, Val, also known as Footwork. I got your donation. Um, I've got one more for Sean and then Jojo, and then you would be up after that, just so you know, kind of know where we're at in donations. And we've got Debbie in the house. Hey, good to see you. Oh, the beard looking good. It's a little on the blonde side. Oh, that's great. So thank you. Good to see you. All right. And I think that is everyone that came in here. All right. So we'll continue on here. So Sean G, 4947 is up for your second donation. And that one was here. So you have a student who sometimes can get violent. You don't think it's personal because she's autistic, and sometimes has trouble speaking. Yeah. What sets her off and makes her want to hit people? All right. We'll take a look here. Oh, yeah. Val mentioned here there has been studies about diet and autism, the inability to communicate their needs, no set program in place, first, then 1, 2, 3, then choice. So, yeah, there's a lot of information out there, right? And I'm sure it varies by individual what kind of triggers people too, like all of us. We all have different triggers. Let's see specifically for this one what spirit wants you to know, of course. Disclaimer, I'm no licensed medical professional or professional on, autism or anything like that, of course. So, of course, always consult professionals when making important life decisions. Disclaimers in the description area, of course, right? All right. Yeah, it's interesting here. We've got the 2 of Swords, which is a battle between the head and the heart, and the Queen of Swords is balancing the head and the heart. So, um, the energy I pick up from this as I kinda sit into their energies is I get frustrated because my heart, I wanna express something and I can't find the words, and it doesn't make its way up into my brain. It's like it wants to come out and it wants to be able to do it, but it's like I've got these emotions that I want to express, and I can't. It's like there's a disconnect in the moment where the brain is just like, "What? I don't get it. I can't communicate that." And instead, it it goes down and it does. So the way I'm seeing it is like we have our emotional cortex here, and, which is where our fight and flight is and our subconscious emotional self, and then our which develops 7 years old and younger, and then up here is 7 to 14, and their 7 to 14 part of their brain is developing, probably not the same as we are because of the way their brain chemicals in their brain is set up, but I'm feeling like there's this, the emotional center is trying to communicate, and they're like, I don't get it," and it kinda pushes them back down into fight or flight mode, which then the only way that they know how to it's to act out in fight mode, um, and so I feel like there's in the moment they get upset, it's because they've got these emotions they want to share and they don't know what to do with them, and so they come out that way, um, and so I feel like because I feel like you're teaching them kind of art and expression, right? That if oh, it's interesting. It's like, either having, like, I think there's, like, printouts of smiley face, sad face, angry face, different things, maybe have them create their own, like, what does a sad face look like? What does a happy face? Or paint your emotion, how are you feeling? Let's paint your emotion. Get them in the habit of painting their emotion or creating their emotion, drawing their emotion to where when they're having trouble expressing it through the mind, they can express it through creativity. It maybe is something that's coming through. Again, I'm no expert. Let's see what else they have here. Yeah, the 3 of Pentacles. Here's creativity, and I feel like that's part of it too, is they want to express the creativity that they have inside of them, but their mind and their bodies, um, not being, um, cooperative. And that's when they get angry because 'cause they're so frustrated. They're just like, and we do that too, right? I mean, if you're ever trying to, like, get something, you feel like you're in a rush and you're trying to, put something into something and you're just like, "Ooh," and you kinda throw it. We even have that, they just Sometimes with autism, it feels like with this person, they just don't have that filter, and so it just happens, right? I feel like they're trying to learn to have the filter. Um, yeah, they have the 5 of swords, so this is like the 2 of swords on the bottom, the battle between the head and the heart, this battle that happens between their emotions and their brain. Yeah, and the page of cups, they've got this flood of emotion that doesn't know how to be expressed, and then that comes out, um, as anger, um, because it's uncomfortable and they're afraid. And when they experience new emotion that they're not familiar with, that's also something. And I feel like when they have extreme amounts of like joy or like inner happiness, like where we would cry, they don't know what to do with that. It's like, what is this? Like we're like, oh God, it's so beautiful, and we have a beauty tear that we're just like, oh wow, or a joyful tear. They don't know what to do with that because they're not as connected between the two centers. um so hopefully that helps. Yeah, and the Ace of Wands then is the passion that comes out, the surge of energy. It doesn't know how to be expressed in an emotional way, so it gets expressed in the emotions they know, fight or flight, right? um, and so I like underneath it all, we have Temperance, which is learning temperament, which I feel like they're learning. It's just taking them longer to, you know, um, and I feel like they've made a lot of progress. I feel like they used to have that, um, there's this uh, process they've been working on for a while. It feels like, and hopefully that sheds a little bit on that from that individual's perspective there. Oh yeah, yeah. And yeah, and I feel something, at least I can feel something. I need to feel something, I don't know how to do it. This I can feel, and, um, and so it can come through that way, and they see it as that of, this is I need to feel, at least I can feel this, or I'm hitting something, I can feel I'm touching something kind of like with that as well. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I like this. So honor yourself is your fortune cookie here. Let's see what this is here. So this card represents the energy of when the dark moon slips from Leo ahead of the new moon in Virgo. Leo's pride is tempered with Virgo's humility. So this card shows up as a reminder to let your inner light guide you like a lantern, no matter how much it flickers. When doubt creeps in, it's important to recognize it for what it is. This card appears when you're faltering a little on your path. You've been through a phase of life where you felt unstoppable and fully aligned with your inner strength and power. And what a wonderful feeling that is. But now it's likely that doubt has crept in. Perhaps you're starting to question your ability to take things over the line to create what you want to. Maybe you're beginning to doubt your worth. While it's great to reflect and even gently critique yourself sometimes, don't let doing that overshadow your self confidence. Stand proud and remember what you've achieved so far. I love this. The message of this card is you've got this. The path you're on is yours to claim, so don't let fear or insecurity lessen you. Your self worth isn't up for debate, and no one benefits from you belittling yourself. You are still as amazing as you always were. You have just entered a new phase. You are allowed to be proud of yourself. Hold your head high and keep pushing forward. Additional meanings for this card: recognize that humility is good, self effacement isn't. Remember, you're allowed to be the main character. Rate yourself. avoid arrogance, and then lastly, tell yourself you're amazing. I love that. Boom, boom, boom. Whoops, do it this way. Beautiful card. Sorry, let me catch up on what you guys are saying here. You just don't wanna get hit, all right? Yeah, I love that. You've heard stories. Yeah, and that's the whole thing, right? One person quit, they said she attacked her, and never seen her like that, so asking, "So I don't have to." Yeah, and I feel like, you also have different energies, you know? We as humans, animals too, we can sense people's energy, and if someone is fearful and this and that, then that also, you know, I feel like, um, the, um it's like um, there's this awareness that comes in and they go into reaction mode because they pick up, other people's emotions. And so, there is that, um, awareness and, well, yeah, if I fear something, I draw it into my life. But also, uh, you know, people who are on the spectrum are very aware. I feel like they have great empathic abilities and they do pick up all the energy around them. And so I feel like that's why you don't have problems with them because of your energy. You have that mothering empress energy, this carrying energy. And like you said, I don't take it personally. The other people took it personally, right? Yeah, art. Yeah, yeah. So, um, yeah, and so, you can have some snacks, like, um, Val Footwork is mentioning, you can have some healthy snacks. You can, and I think JoJo mentioned give them a drumsticks and a drum, something they can, or even one of those, you know, um, Nerf kind of things or whatever, something that they can throw that doesn't break stuff or, you can have different things and hey, it's good for you too, right? You're like, yeah, let me beat the drum. But follow your creative instincts, and and I love that your energy is you allow people to express themselves and, and you can say, "Instead of hitting me, hit this teddy bear." Or, you know and sometimes they can't help it. It's just an immediate, smack or, there's not like they're thinking about it. It's a reaction. So, the more you're aware of their energy too, you can sense that, "Okay, something's building up here. Let's, find a way to balance their head and their heart together," And, yeah, and even if you now that you kinda know the root of it, you can even Google some stuff and go, "Hey, what ideas," right? Yeah, and that's good, that keeps them engaged and, they can express themselves and, even checking in, "How are you feeling?" "What are you on this little chart?" Or whatever, if they have something like that, and you can even ask the parents, do you guys have something that you ask her how she's feeling so that she can identify it? Because familiarity is important, right? So if they have something, go. If not, let's create something for them. Make it part of her art project. You know, what's a a little smiley face or a face that represents when you're feeling good. All right, yeah, psh, 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 kind of stuff. Yeah. So I like that. Yeah, I'm gonna give you your fortune cookies. So I like those for you. Wonderful soul. I love her energy. It's just frustrating like us when we can't get something out. It's almost like someone who's stuttering that's trying to say something they can't, that frustration feeling. it's like their brain is stuttering, is what I feel. Like it's trying, but it can't. And then it's like, bah, because where's the energy going to go? It has to go somewhere, and then it comes out through the body. So I like that. If you were a music teacher, I'd say teach them to go la 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 la. They can, it's energy that flows out some way, somehow, right? You're very welcome. Thank you for your donations again. Very grateful for those. All right. I love it. And thank you, Val and JoJo, for sharing your side of things too, because especially if we have encountered individuals before, that helps. Oh, I like that. Water, play, Play-Doh, sand. Yeah, and if I'm sure there's part of artistry, Play-Doh. Like you said, you're keeping her hands busy with different types of art, right? Oh, and JoJo had a classmate too. I love it. Thank you guys, everyone, for jumping in and sharing. That's how we all learn, right? And then Debbie, you wanted to thank you for, oh, I'm so glad you enjoyed the hedge. A new you, recommend highly. Thank you so much. Those hedges are amazing. Um, I love the energy of them. It's beautiful, transformational. But always in dance class, they put they put you guys together. They knew you could take her down if necessary. All right. So I think I am caught up on all the list here. I think all this was about Sean's message here. Outside of that, so let us jump back in here. We've got JoJo, number 2 for you, 10714. So here's your second time stamp. Let's move that over here. Boom, boom. And then Val, you'll be up after this here. So thank you for the diamond. And these were for the hearts earlier. So this was for your first one, which was up here. A reading about the dream you had when you put blueberries. Totally unintentional, but led by spirit. All right, let's dive in. Let's see what they want you to know about this dream. All right. So we've got this one, and this one. This one. Do that to these two. That's below the surface, and this one here, and this one here too. Okay. Boom, 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 boom. All right, let's see what this is all about here. Just scooch these over. All right. I think I'm good. Bottom of the deck, you do have the 5 of Wands coming in here. Underneath that, they do want to point out you have the King of Wands. So you got this little Wands energy, fire energy that's activated here. You definitely have this. Of course, we went to an Aries moon last night, so you've got a lot of your fiery energy coming through your dream world and your subconscious world. So I feel like they're just wanting you to know kind of that up front with that King of Wands, that, if you watch what phase and what, of course, sign the moon is in, it influences our dreams. Fiery dreams tend to bring up, what are they going to tell me with this? I didn't know this before. I'm like, what is this about? You're teaching me something new. So fiery dreams tend to bring up conflicts. Oh, that's interesting. Water moons tend to bring up emotions. Earthy moons tend to bring up concerns about our health in the outside world. Oh, that's interesting. And then swords tend to bring more things that we're concerned about with expectations. Okay, that'll make sense. Um, So this fiery energy, it feels like that this dream you had was bringing up some inner conflict that you're having to help resolve it. It's some energy that's battling, that's being pulled between two things. We'll see what those are. Well, you have two cards. Maybe these are the two things. You've got the Four of Swords, peace of mind, and the Ten of Pentacles, and abundance of life. Yeah, it makes sense with these two because it feels like, the Ten of Pentacles is like your desire to have like fullness of life and what all that means. And the Four of Swords is, or we can just not do that and not worry because it's like there might be some worrying energy there going on about wanting to achieve something and this fear of failure and that, oh my god, there's so much, we're looking at the whole journey rather than just the very next step that's coming in. Underneath that you have a card which is, yeah, the world, the ending of a cycle, the beginning of a new adventure, and the world of possibilities. And I feel like that's a lot of the insecurity that's coming in, this, I wanna do this, but that's scary, and there's this pull that part of you wants to go, 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 and a part of you is like, "That's not safe out there, let's just stay here." It's our little inner child going, "That's a scary world, can't we just stay here and stay small and stay out of attention and play it safe," and the other side of you is like, "Hell no, I wanna go." So there's a struggle that seems to be here. Let's see what you got. 2 more cards, let's see what these are here. Yeah, that makes sense. 3 of Pentacles, which is all about, being creative, being true to your authentic self, or the 5 of Pentacles, which is a belief of lack, of not being enough, not having enough, and, um so that is that, again, the push and pull here of you wanting to be able to be your authentic self, and the other going, it's safer just to again play small instead of large. And there's that pull coming in, and that's what's being projected into your dream world, it feels like here. Then we come in the Ace of Cups. How simple, right? What a simple, beautiful card. What is this that's falling down here? I think that's someone diving into the Ace of Cups. "Come on in, the water's fine." Is it wine? Yeah, no, wine is not the answer. Drinking? Alcoholism? No, that's not the answer. Ace of Cups, following your heart, diving into, this is kind of this energy of, "I'm gonna drown. If I dive, I'm gonna drown." You're like, "No, it's not that deep." You'll be able to survive here, but this Ace of Cups is following your heart here, you know, um, with this. You also have 2 more cards, Queen of Cups and the Devil card. Yeah, looks like they're having a fight. Here's the battle, right? They have their backs to one another. Someone was in an argument. Your mind and your heart. The mind of the Devil card, right? Capricorn, Saturn energy, the long list of supposed to be's and should be's and need to be's and have to be's and must be's, and the Queen of Cups, the ruler of the heart, with the Ace of Cups in her hand. So, it's basically the conflict that's going in between what your heart wants and where it wants to go and your mind's concerns. So it's almost like they're having like a debate in your dream world, in this dreaming, trying to work through things um, in the inner world before they make their way to the outer world. Yeah, because underneath both of those, we have the 10 of Cups, which is about joy, 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 following your joy, following your emotions, and getting out of your head and into your heart kind of energy, right? Interesting. Oh, oh, yeah, we have the 5 of Cups after that, which is about a change of emotion from lower vibration to higher vibration, and it's an energy of the power of emotional choice that comes in here too. Yeah, dancing with a cashier in the shop. That'd be interesting. We'll see what comes in with that. But there's this, I get to choose how I feel about something, not the, outside world. And so, this is this movement of not instead of focusing in on the spilt cups, it's about I can choose what something how I feel about something. That what happens in the outside world doesn't determine how I feel about it. It's, the inner I get to choose. Yeah. And you have the Page of Wands, which is about taking action and following the passion, right? And I love that. So it's interesting. It was just you dancing with a cashier in the shop. Interesting that who were you dancing with? So dancing, of course, represents artistic expression, right? But dancing also means interacting with, right? And that, um, and we had a debate over some cookies. What was the debate about? That'd be interesting. But a cashier is someone who determines value, right? You had a debate over cookies and then started flirting and dancing. Flirting with your, um, and I feel like that's your flirting with your worth. But it's interesting more so what you were feeling because these representations are, who does this cashier represent to you? And if that was you, and it wasn't you dancing with someone else, it was you dancing with yourself. What does that show you? Because it feels like this is an inner struggle here. One represents your heart, one represents your mind. Um, Between the two of you, which I imagine the cashier represents your mind and you were there representing your heart. This will be interesting. What was the debate over the cookie? I feel like that will tell you something. Your fortune cookie is all about ease. Look, balancing your head and your heart. Get the scales and ease, the ease of things. 42. So this card represents the energy of when the dark moon slips from Virgo ahead of the new moon in Libra. Virgo energy is careful and detailed, but this card comes with a reminder to not overdo it. Sometimes you need to let things grow without constant tending. Everything is yours to win. You just need to stop fretting and micromanaging. That's the message when this card comes up. Yes, it's fantastic to have a very clear idea of what's going on and to have everything in order as you want it to be. However, this card is a reminder that there is such a thing as being too organized to the point where you don't leave anything to chance. That's what you risk right now. You need to find a balance between being in control and allowing things to flow with ease. Avoid trying to come across as perfect. We're all human and we all have our faults. And anybody who cares about you is going to embrace you, foibles and all. This card also suggests you are moving into an exciting and entrancing cycle. But first, you have to release fear and criticism. That means criticizing yourself or anyone else. You might feel like you're trying to help people, but it may not go down well. The prize will be worth it. Other meanings of this card, consider whether you're being too picky. Know that the future is very bright. Ask Lakshmi, the Hindu goddess of wealth, prosperity, and fortune, for guidance. Is that the cashier? Cooperate and open your heart to love. Very interesting energies with all that there. But hopefully that gives you some guidance on what the dream was meaning. Um, but it definitely, feels as if you understand what the debate over the cookie was, that's a simplified expression of the battle that's going on between your head and your heart, and that it was your head and your heart that were dancing, and that the cashier is your head and you were the heart, and whatever disagreement you guys had, you decided to just come to this and dance together instead of battle one another. So I like that kind of energy is we can it doesn't have to be one or the other, it can be both of us dancing together kind of energy too. So I like that. All right. That's what they have for you, my dear. So thank you again for your dual donations and enjoy your Aries dreaming tonight when you go to sleep here. All right. Many blessings. All right. So, Val, you are up 121.05. Here is your timestamp. And let's give your donation a love and a like since it lets me here. All right. And you usually do like a general reading. So I'm assuming that is what you are looking for here. Oh, how funny. I want to buy that. No, I don't. Never mind. I like you. I'll buy the cookies from the next shop. So trying to decide what you want, what you don't want. That's funny. All right. So, Val, I'm assuming you want a general reading. That's what you normally do. If you want something more specific, yeah, it does make an ass out of you and me. I can say that on YouTube, I think. You're like, whatever comes out. You're always so flowy. I like it. Let's take a look here. See what we have for you here. You have to stop. Who says? All right. Let's take a look here. So we got at the bottom of the deck, you do have the 4 of Pentacles leading to the 10 of Pentacles. Wow. And you got the 2 of Pentacles and you got the King of Pentacles. So you got all this pentacle energy and the underflowing on the bottom of your deck here, and they're all pretty awesome pentacles energy. 4 pentacles is like a solid foundation. It's also representation of a building or 4 walls in the outside world. You got the 10 of Pentacles, which is about abundance and fullness. 2 of Pentacles is a balance, but also 2 opportunities. And the King of Pentacles, another big abundance energy. So you've got, as far as the outside world is concerned here, it feels like there's something that's coming your way that is bringing this feeling, this sense of stability and fullness, and 2 opportunities coming up. Maybe with 2 opportunities with, buildings of some sort that are coming up here. So let's see what this is about. We got 3, 2, 1, 3 cards, then 2 cards and 1 card. So something's counting down to something. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, you have the Knight of Swords, movement of communication coming in, the 6 of Swords, more movement of communication, which is about leaving behind old ways of thinking, embracing new ways of thinking. And the Knight of Swords is questing for clarity and seeing things differently, but it does move you from choppy waters to calmer waters, leading to the Queen of Pentacles. Wow, you can't make this up. Another birthing, nurturing energy here. So I do feel like whatever this is in the outside world, I know you're trying to find, as soon as I saw that 4 Pentacles, it was like building, that you're trying to find a building. And I feel like there is something about communication, looking at things from a different perspective, Of course, nurturing yourself and honoring your dream, but this is about birthing something new, looking at things from a different perspective in a different way. So I feel like there's some new ideas that are coming your way. They're kind of asking you to keep your mind open with some different possibilities than what we are taught. Oh, it has to be this way. Does it? What's another way we can work around this? How can I partner with people, or how can I, you know, still be able to do what my dream is? Kind of energy. Um, you have the Eight of Swords and the Knight of Pentacles. Yeah. So things are going a little bit slow here with the Knight of Pentacles. Got all this Pentacles energy. It's crazy. But it is the quest for abundance. And with the Eight of Swords, this again is an energy. All the swords and pentacles energy is letting go of old ways of thinking that made us feel blinded and bound and trapped and restricted and small, and consider other alternatives. Again, open mind brings abundance. And I don't know. I mean, if it's like, this is what's come into my head. This doesn't mean this is what it is, but this is just like an idea of like, well, you know, they're not allowing me to do this here. Well, maybe there's another town or another city that I can go to that will. And sometimes we're getting doors closed in one place to open it somewhere else, and we think, oh, it has to be this one. I'm gonna bang on that door till they open it, when it's like, spirit's keeping a door closed for us so that we will move into a different direction that's gonna, like, be like, "Wow," kind of stuff like that. Ah, very nice. So I love this. Definitely there's this wonderful energy that's coming through here. Yeah, and then you have the moon card, which is cycles, trust the cycles. We've got the full moon that, is about abundance, and then we let go of stuff to plant something new, and then it grows, and then we get rid of stuff, and it kind of is like this, right? Ah, very nice. Very nice. So this is great energy that's coming in here. Um, with abundance and doing things differently, looking outside of the norm and looking at multiple possibilities here. Below the surface, you've got the Eight of Pentacles. It's crazy. I wonder if you're going to get all the pentacles, which is when you put in the blood, the sweat, the tears. It's the transformation that brings the fruit of your labor that's coming in here as well. Perfect. I love this for you. So definitely, um, it feels like this is gonna bring great abundance here for you. My god. Yeah, and underneath that, you've got the Sun card, which is one of the most, well, and here's summer, right? One of the most abundant cards in the deck, and the World card, another victory card, which is bringing you to a culmination of something, meaning like it's a victory, and then it takes you into something else as well. So it's a brand new adventure that opens up, with all of this abundance that's coming in here, like all over the place. Yeah. And then another, you got the Four of Wands, which is victory, another victory and joy, celebration energy, and the Knight of Cups, which is the quest of following your dreams. So the joy of it. And I like that underneath the surface. I mean, you got like all of this abundance energy that's coming in through all this. Keep an open mind, look at new ways of doing things. Don't stay stuck in the old ways, that things always have to be a certain way. Allow your creativity, allow your heart to lead you with this Knight of Cups. And that'll, you know, give you inspiration and give you ideas. And that's where your creativity flows from. So, allow different ideas to come in. And I like this. Um, what are they meaning with creativity and ideas? Um, yeah, it feels like it has to do with um, the not so much, I mean, because skating is skating is skating pretty much, right? I mean, there's a lot of that. It's not the what as much as the how. Like, um, splitting up, like having a weekend where it's a master's class where, it's like when we normally split it out like this, have it where it's a long weekend. 'Cause some people are like, "Ah, I don't wanna, have to do it, take up all our weekends," but if it's 1 weekend and we just, we're able to have them take all the classes, then that's good. It's like thinking outside the box on the how, and, um, fun event. I keep on getting, like, this fun event with that celebration card, like a celebration where everyone comes and, you know, they're it's like a discounted price to be able to skate or do something and to watch, and there's a little show that's put on or something, and people are like, "Oh my gosh," it's like something fun that gets people interested, especially the children, right? Um, that comes in like that. So, they see it and they're like, "Ah, I wanna skate," you're like, "Oh, got some new people signed up because they saw how fun it was." And I feel like that's like it's like that kind of ideas, if that helps. I like this. You got reconnection is your fortune cookie. Let's see what this brings in, see if they throw anything else your way here. Maybe reconnecting with some um, some old clients, old school people, if you have addresses or emails or something. It can be, an alumni celebration or something. This came in. Let's see. So this card represents the energy of when the dark moon slips from Aquarius ahead of the new moon in Pisces. Just like gently flowing water, you can ease into surrender and go with the flow of life. It's a time for you to emotionally reconnect. If you've been too hard on yourself or others lately, admit it and remember life will always be sweeter if you let love in. Even if the situation you're dealing with feels miles away from anything remotely loving or compassionate, this card reminds you that love always makes things better. So ask yourself in your current situation, what would love do? It's time to take down the walls you've built around your heart and allow the flow of compassion, love, and empathy to nourish you once again. There's power in connection, not just with others, but with your own emotions. You've been tough for so long, but now it's time to embrace your vulnerability as a source of strength, not weakness. Let go of the need to stay in control or protect yourself from getting hurt. The more you open yourself up to feeling, the more you invite healing and deeper connection into your life. Additional meanings for the card: be gentler. Exhale, right? Trust the process. Recognize that you're at the end of a long cycle. And then open your heart. I love that. Good idea. I need my bathroom painted. You're so funny. So that is your message there, Val. You're hilarious. And thank you again for your donation and all your advice earlier too. It definitely is something you know a lot about. So thank you for sharing that. I appreciate that. All righty. So we have another donation, Jojo. Thank you for your additional donation here. Let's grab your extra time stamp. So thank you for all of these this eve. Let me grab a quick sip here. Cheers, cheers, everybody. You too, Val. Take care. Have a great night. Blessings. Is he avoiding you? If he knows what's good for him, boom, pow. Let's take a look here. Is he avoiding you? And what else can we know here? I feel like we want this one. I do want that one. I do want this one and this one and this one as well. All right. Whoops. Sorry. Bam, bam. All right. Well, with the tower on the bottom of the deck, I don't necessarily feel like they are avoiding you as much as they've got blasted out of your life. Remember, underneath that, we do have the 10 of the Wheel of Fortune, which is it is for you, which both of these cards bring that message. The tower is someone's removed out of our life for us to make space for something that's more in alignment with our truth to clear the pathway for us to move forward, right? And the Wheel of Fortune is the tuna for you that everything does unfold for you coming in here. Yeah. So let's see what these other cards are here. Kaboom, blasted. So we've got the High Priestess and the Queen of Wands. Yeah. So this is the time for you with the High Priestess to be called away into your High Priestess temple to connect with spirit, to look behind the veil, dive deep into your own emotions, so that with your Queen of Wands, what energy you want to step forward with, what you're wanting to move forward with, and where you're investing your energy. So I feel like there is this little bit of, um, I feel like a fairy godmother involved somewhere in here. They've been behind the scenes, setting people's. They just showed me a scene of like from Harry Potter when I think it was Hermione went and set someone's cape on fire to distract him. And I feel like that's what like the fairy godmother went and did a little let's set him on fire, take him out of here. Yeah, you came to your high priestess temple. Yeah, we do have here. You've got this energy here of got the ace of cups. Here's that diving into your dream, right? And we've got the three of swords and the three of cups, which there's this, this fear. It's like on one hand, there's the expectations and the fears, and on the other is the joy and the celebration energy. And right in the middle, again, this feels like this is a reminder of the dream, and that it's um and in a way that the dream that you mentioned, it's like you had a goal of buying cookies, but you got distracted to dance with a cashier, someone who holds value, you know, and there's like this awareness that's coming in of it's okay. You can let that go. You can dance, but don't let it keep you from moving on towards your goal, right? You got the Six of Wands, which is a victory, and there was equal passion, there was equal attraction there with the Six of Wands, and they said it was good for what it was here. Let's see what else we have here with these. Yeah, because you got the Seven of Pentacles, which is the last thing that you know, last thing that grows on the fruit tree is the fruit, and you got the battle between the head and the heart, and then the dream come true energy. I like that dream come true. So, there is this below all this, it's like it delays you moving towards your dream. I know, fine, but we didn't dance. Well, not in that manner, but you did dance in the heart and mind, maybe not with the body. But this is the Seven of Pentacles is like there's this delay with this conflict from your dream with this equal passion. And, there is that it's like a distraction, like your dream kind of was there, right? It's like, I really want these cookies. And then they were like, they didn't want to sell you the cookies. No, you can't have that dream. And then it's like, well, here, I'll dance with you instead. And it's like, you're still not getting your dream. You're just distracted now. And I feel like that's what the fairy godmother, what they usually bring in. And they hadn't brought it up in a while, right? Because they were like, um, Pay attention to your dream. No distractions, which is funny. Yeah, because we've got here again, you got the 9 of cups, which is your emotional dream come true, and the 8 of swords is letting go of the restrictions, the thoughts and the beliefs and the mindsets that are making you feel blinded and bound and trapped and restricted and small. That's keeping you from moving forward, right? So I I don't feel like they are avoiding you. I just feel like they got removed. They got kidnapped out of your life by your spiritual posse led by your fairy godmother. They're like, "All right, that's enough of the distractions. It's time to get back into living your dream. You wanted us to do this for you. If by this time I haven't done this and this, then remove things out of my life that are keeping me from moving forward." And they're like, "Gotcha." So it's not them doing it to you, it's they're fulfilling the obligation that they made to you before you came down here when you were looking at your MIG map. If I get distracted and moved off into these, I want to be, these relationship things, remove them so I'll move forward. And they're like, "Are you sure?" Initial here. So let's see what else we have here for your dark moon oracle here for your fortune cookie. Yeah, you've got Nyx. Interesting. Card 36. Um in the United States, there's a saying about when you nix something, you nix it, you cut it off, you move it out, you move it away, kind of energy. So it's like we're gonna nix that, So I feel like they were nixed. All right. Embrace the mystery is what this one is called. It says, Nyx is the Greek goddess of the night and mystery, embodying the power of darkness as a space for intuition, insight, and transformation. Right now, you may feel scared and lost. The path ahead seems unclear, and you're uncertain where to go or what comes next. But Nyx is here to remind you that you don't need to have all the answers right now. Nyx has the power of precognition, the ability to see beyond the veil and offer glimpses of what's to come, and aligns with Piscean energy, which we're in right now. Your message is that the darkness surrounding you right now isn't something to fear. It's a space where you can connect with your intuition, where secrets and insights are waiting to be revealed. And it's part of the path that leads to a better future, believe it or not. Nyx asks you to trust that what you need will come when the time is right. In the stillness of the dark, your subconscious mind is working and visions of the future are starting to shape. Let go of fear and lean into the mystery. What you need to know will reveal itself in time. Interesting. Your additional meanings for this card: embrace the mystery, use your intuition as your guide, don't be afraid of the darkness, pay attention to your dreams, and release fear. You're like, "I am paying attention to my dreams," but pay attention to your dreams. All that dream come true energy that's there as well. I know. Exclamation point. Dun, dun, dun. All righty. So hopefully that helps, Jojo. That is what they have for you. You're like, okay, they can't help it if they were kidnapped by my fairy godmother. Whether they know it or not, they're like, what? What happened? How long was I out for? They got drugged. Cheers. Let's get in there. I'm going to go pay attention to my dreams. Well, sleep well and enjoy those dreams. All righty. So I did get a donation, Susie PayPal. And I'm not sure here. If you are in the chat and you sent me the PayPal, um, give me a shout out because I don't want to say your name, your PayPal name, because sometimes it doesn't match your YouTube, and I don't like sharing people's personal information just in case, you know. So if you want to give me a shout out, and then I know it's you, and we will pull here. Thank you for your donation, by the way, via Z PayPal. I appreciate that. I know you've donated before. I just can't remember if your screen name is different. All right. So did you see your crushed today? Let's take a look here and see what else they want you to know about them here. Because you said you haven't seen them in a while, right? All right. Let's see what we've got here. See what else they want you to know. So first of all, we'll just take a look here. These are the cards. Did you see them today? Yeah, Queen of Wands, Queen of Swords. Yeah. I feel like you did because with the Queen of Wands, the Queen of Swords, both of these are your energy. And on the bottom of the deck is the King of Wands, which would be who you would say is your crush, right? I mean, I guess you would do it with we'll put him in front where the King of the Wands approaches the Queen of the Wands. And the Queen of Swords is like this energy of someone we believe would be such an amazing, um, like an amazing, um, sorry, I got to get I don't think I captured your timestamps. Let me get that down here. But it's a card that's like a really compatible person because it's a balance between the head and the heart, the Queen of Swords. That's what I feel is behind you is this belief that this is who they would be. I feel like they would just be like whoosh, perfect, right? And that's so this energy is there that that yes, you did see them today. Let's see what else they want you to know. There's a bunch of other cards, so I feel like they want to give you kind of the skinny on your crush, which I know it's like, no, because what did they say about crushes? Never meet your crushes or like your favorite movie stars or whatever, because when you get to know them, you realize they're human they're just like us. But let's see here. What do they want you to know here? Do you have the Five of Cups? Yeah, there's a little bit of down energy, feeling down with this. And it's the power of emotional choice. But it's a stepping stone energy for emotion. And I feel like both of you had recently gone through, and by recent, it's could be 3 to 6 months. Um, that both of you have been like through this stepping stone kind of interactions with other people where you're realizing these people are not forever, but I'm learning about myself in interacting with them, whether it's romantic or friends or family. There's this emotional conflict that's been going on within both of you. So that is something you're both experiencing right now or have been recently. Got the Eight of Pentacles and the Five of Wands. Yeah. Both of you have been going through a lot of conflict here, not with each other independently. Got the Eight of Pentacles. You're both going through this cocooning and this fire energy of both energetic, um, energetic conflict and emotional conflicts here with these fives. See what else is coming in here. I feel like that's where they've been enjoying the wonderful life energy. I feel like you both have, right? You got the High Priestess and the Devil card. So 2 major arcana, and that's where they've been. This High Priestess energy is like, um, where you go up into your High Priestess temple to connect higher, look behind the veil, dive deep into your emotions, and do a lot of transformation. And the Devil card is questioning a lot of long held thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that no longer serve us. So, a lot of challenge. It kind of reminds me of what's called a Saturn return, where Saturn takes time to like go fully all the way around. Um, the the sun, so it takes like 29 years for it to from the place that when we're born where Saturn is, take 29 years for it to circle all the way back around. So 29, 58, was that 80, 87? I feel like there's, it and then it impacts us anywhere 5 years before and after. So there's this 10-year period, 5 years on either side that it can impact us up to too, where we question a lot of thoughts and beliefs and mindsets. Especially the first one is when we really go through a big questioning time, and then the next one is more watching other people go through things, and we learn that. But I feel like both of you have been, facing that kind of Saturn returnish kind of energy where you're letting go of long-held thoughts and beliefs. So, it feels like you guys have been through it, but it's been for you guys. Yeah, Ace of Pentacles. So there is this opportunity here, or this is really an opportunity of seeing your worth in relationship to the outside world in a different way. And the Ace of Swords, yeah, learning a lot. So both of these are below the surface under the High Priestess and Devil card. So, there is this energy of a lot of um, gleaning and learning a lot, seeing things from different perspectives, seeing worth from a different place. So I feel like they're telling you what's been going on with them and that it's been kind of mirrored in both of your lives independently, not with each other. That's coming in here. So, with all this, why are you telling us all this here? Yeah, you got the King of Swords. So you're becoming the master of your own stories and the story of joy with the Three of Cups here. And I feel like this energy too, I feel because the Three of Cups is an energy of third party situations, someone cheating, someone having a person on the side, or being the person on the side without knowing it that we're that one. And the King of Swords is, again, it's the master storyteller, which I feel like you're both recovering from these experiences of being cheated on and or being like the third person and not realizing that the other person was in a relationship. They just never told us. Oops, I forgot to tell you. I don't wear a wedding ring, but we're married. And you're just like, what? And I feel like this is the changing of the story and a lot of what you guys have been going through is realizing what other people's actions were about them and not about us. And I feel like there is this transformation. This is a big piece of what you guys have been going through independently. So I feel like they're just wanting you to know that's where they've been. They've been enjoying their little old experiences, and as well as you have being able to let go of a lot of these old beliefs, and that's what you guys are in the middle of doing. And so that's great. Um, we didn't ask if we're gonna, if I don't think you want to know right yet. You're like, let me just live in the fantasy for a little bit, but it's good to know what they've been through and where they've been going as well. So I like that. Let's see what your fortune cookie brings in here too. And if I don't see you shouting out here, I will put your first name in the um, for the chat. Um, so hopefully that doesn't negatively impact anything. I'll what I might do, pull up my little spreadsheet just to make sure here. that I don't have. I think I have this year. If it was this year, I might see if I see your if I captured your other name. We'll take a look. Yeah, you got self-sacrifice. It's a little 24. Almost looks like a Pisces energy. Two fishies. Let's see what this brings in here. So this card represents the energy of the dark moon in Pisces ahead of the new moon in Pisces. So when this card comes up, you may be falling into the trap of sacrificing too much of yourself for others, right? Selflessness can be a beautiful trait, but when it tips into martyrdom, it often means neglecting your own needs and desires to the point of exhaustion. You're not required to suffer for others to prove your worth. The other potential issue here is that in doing so, much let's see, let me rephrase that. The other potential issue here is that in doing so, doing so much to make someone else or a group of people happy, you're not only losing something of yourself, but you're also at risk of developing some serious resentment. This card is urging you to check whether you're giving too much and receiving too little in return. But don't do it in a way that makes you the hero or heroine, bemoaning all you have done for someone. Move through that and remember that true service to others comes from the heart and not from a place of self destruction. Empower yourself by recognizing when enough is enough and make sure you're not using what you do to manipulate or somehow make others feel indebted. Additional meanings for the card: know the difference between helping and enabling, prioritize your own well being, set boundaries without guilt, release the need to save others, and remember you're not obligated to sacrifice and everything. I was going to say anything, everything. You're not obligated to sacrifice everything. I like that. This is good energy about kind of going back and realizing, how could it be that when we were younger, we developed this overgiving mentality where we feel we have to give so much and we deserve so little. We never questioned it as children. We thought that's the right rate of exchange, and we push it down below the surface, and our life runs off of this out of balance that we have to give 1,000 love coins to get one back, 1,000 abundance coins to get one back. It's all running on autopilot below the surface till we bring it to our consciousness, question it, forgive and release this old stuff and correct that to or it's not being correct because it's perfect for us for what we went through, but now it's like, I'm a little tired of that. Let's bring it from 1,000 to 1 down to 100 to 1, down to 10 to 1, down to 1 to 1. Let me enjoy equal giving and receiving because this is codependent relationships. This is a healthy relationship where it's equal given, um, and receive. And that is some of that what you could be learning in that kind of high priestess experience too, and what they're experiencing too, because they're learning, I don't want to be an overgiver. I want to be an equal giver. So I like that for you. So that's what they have for you. Let me just check a quick look here. I want to check one quick thing just before I continue on here. I just want to make sure, see if I do have your name just before I put your name public here. What am I looking for? Oh, here I am. Trying to do two things at one time doesn't always work the best for Brother Z. All right. And let's take a look here and see. Maybe it hasn't been. Has it been this year? Maybe it's been a little while. Yeah, I don't see your name on here. So apologies if you didn't want your real name to be used here, but this is your first name. So here it was your timestamp. I think it was around that time. So thank you again for your donation via Z PayPal. And I love that for you, though. Your little crush. Oh, all right. So I think that is it for donations that I have right now. And so we will proceed to free readings next. Let me take a quick sip here and we will dive in. So cheers, cheers, everybody. Thank you again for all the thumbs up. It does help spread the Zen love, and it's something free you can do to show my channel or me some love. And you're part of the Love Tsunami. You're helping spread the Zen love across the world. It does help with the algorithms and all that that help YouTube get excited about putting my videos and sessions in front of other people. So thank you guys so much for doing that. All right, let's dive in. Up first, we do have Aditi. So Aditi, hello, hello, hey, hey. Here is your timestamp. And I want to know, what are your strengths that you're unaware of? And please shed some light. All right. Okay. Thank you. There's one. And let's take a look here. And this one here. All right. Wow. Got some powerful little cards here. Well, you do have the Four of Wands, which is a joy and celebration energy. And I do feel like one of your strengths here is you can be a real cheerleader for someone when they need it. There's this, like, you're a, a source of joy. You can really celebrate people um, if you feel they deserve it. That's funny. That is also a strength, right? But I do feel like there's something about, you can do that in a variety of different ways, emotionally, mentally, how you pay attention. You just know, and I feel like you have this natural gift to know what people need to feel celebrated. You pay attention, and intuitively you kind of know that this person would love flowers, and so you bring them flowers and like, "Ah, no one's ever brought me flowers, and I love flowers." And they're just like, "Wow," and just a little thing that you do. And I also feel like you're a great planner of celebrations. It feels like you can really bring in different ideas and to plan an event. You might even make a great event planner if that's something that interests you. The other thing you have is the strength card, Leo energy, and there's this inner strength. And I feel like one of the strengths that you're unaware of is how strong you really are, and that you have overcome 100% of any challenge that's ever come against you. And the only you pretend to be wounded because you're not as wounded as you pretend to be. And it's not like pretend like you're manipulating whatever. It's like you're embellishing in the pain, wallowing around in the quagmire of your self-despair. And when you're done, you're like, "All right, that's enough. I'm done." I feel like you do this, kind of energy of, of f feeling, defeated or down because you're used to being so strong that it's funny that it's almost entertaining for you. It's contrasting for you. It's like you would watch a really sad movie when you're feeling sad, so you can feel the sadness to the most extreme, and then you're gone. You're done with it, and you move on. And I feel like that's something that you're not aware of how strong you really are. So I like that for you. All right. So that is what they have for you, Aditi. Hopefully that resonates. Many blessings to you. Hey, Plat O Spaghetti. Good to see you. Hello, hello. I'll get you added on to the free list here. We just started them, actually. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We just have you're like the 10th one from now. So not too many this eve, at least so far. So user PC is up 204. 27. User PC. Got to do it lower like that. And you wanted a general reading. Let's see what we have here. So we got this one. Oh, and then with the bottom one too. All right. What do we have here? Well, you got the Two of Swords and the Four of Cups coming in here. Yeah. The Two Swords is a it's like a, challenge of the head and the heart, but it's also this power of story energy that's coming in. The Four of Cups is a bit of, emotional stagnant energy where it's, I'm tired of looking to the outside world of the 3 buckets of relationships with humans, situations like jobs and education, social status, etcetera, situational things, and things themselves, our bodies, our bank accounts, our possessions, and they just are not fulfilling. And but there's been a story that we've been having all our life about, these things are supposed to fulfill me and they're supposed to make me feel solid and they're supposed to, you know, bring me what I'm been told they're supposed to bring me, and they haven't. They've fallen short. And this is the change of story. It's realizing this is what the mind has said I'm supposed to have and these expectations. But I feel like you're in this place of going, all right, I know very well, mind, what you are wanting because you've been telling me I'm all my life. But let's get the heart's perspective. Let's see here. You know, the mind says these three little buckets are what you're supposed to get your value and your worth and your fulfillment from. But you're like, it hasn't yet. And like, let's ask the heart their opinion. And the mind's, oh, no, don't ask them because it knows it's a different type of experience looking at life from the heart and a much more enjoyable one. And that's why I feel like there's this battle between your head and your head not wanting you to connect with your heart more deeply to see what it is that your heart wants. Because that Ace of Cups, usually you'll see like 3 cups, someone bored leaning up against a tree, then the Ace of Cups being offered from the heavens, which is our own self-love and seeing things from our own heart. And I feel like that's what's going on here right now. And I feel like it's like, all right, mind, shh, shh, shh. Let's give the heart a chance to speak. I feel like you're in this wonderful era of diving deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper into your heart. And the things of the mind aren't matching up. And you're like, let me question these things of the mind because they're not matching up to the heart. And I'm really believing the heart more than the mind because the mind is rooted and based on opinions of a bunch of humans in the outside world. And they don't know our heart. They just know what they were trying to, what their opinion was about things. So I feel like you're in the midst of this kind of conflict, but I feel like you're shushing your mind and you're really stepping into a deeper connection with your heart. So I feel like that's what they want you to know right now. Maybe that helps bring clarity about what's been going on in this battle inside. So that's what they have for you, user PC. So many blessings to you. Hey, Leslie. Hello, hello. Good to see you. All right. Minihil, you are up 20808. That's your timestamp. Boom, boom. There you are. And then I am doing well. Hope you're doing well. And I did get your email, your second one. I'll probably do that. Your free reading for being the winner, um, either tomorrow morning or Sunday morning. My tomorrow, Saturday morning, and my Sunday morning, depending. But so probably tomorrow is my goal if everything goes right. So I hope you're doing well. You want to know, will the job opportunity come into your life first or love? All right. Let's see here. Based on current energies, what's coming your way first? Job or love? Yeah, it feels like here, this feels more work related with the Queen of Swords and the Nine of Wands. So I do feel like a job opportunity comes forward. And, the Queen of Swords, because that's a balance between head and heart. And the Nine of Wands feels like you're breaking through a barrier of some sort, something that's been holding you back, and you're stepping into your power, stepping forward. And so this feels with this 9 energy, that's like the hermit energy. So that feels more of like, I'm doing this alone, not with a partner. That's why it doesn't feel like love. This feels more work related. But, I do feel like there is this what's been holding you back with job opportunity has been that you're trying to live according to the mind with all the opinion and not the heart hasn't been asked about what do you want? So the mind's been living up to the supposed to, the should, the need to, the have to, the must. And we've been doing that for a while, but now the heart's like, I've had enough. And that's where this barrier has come in with this nine of wands. No, no, no. We're not moving forward here until you get my opinion about, and I'm okay with what the mind wants, but I also want to be heard. The heart wants to be heard. So you can find something that both the head and the heart agree on. Basically, meeting some of your expectations, but also allowing your heart to feel like it's living and not existing under the rule of just the mind. So I like that for you. So that's what they have for you, Mini Heal. So many blessings to you. All right. And then we have Swaroop. Bobby is up to 1055. Here's your timestamp. And will you get a new job in this month? If not, could you please give me the time frame, right? Based on current energies, will you get a new job in this month? Let's see here if we will. Yeah, Page of Pentacles does talk about a new opportunity coming forward here. So I pulled one card just in case, because if it was a no, then I was going to pull a when card. But the Page of Pentacles is a yes card, and it's new opportunities, heightened opportunities that come forward. So I do feel like you are going to get a new job offer coming up here. So it's the bottom of the deck. Yeah, even the Seven of Pentacles, which this is. I almost feel like you're gonna get this job offer, and, like, a job is a job sometimes, I know, but the Seven of Pentacles is over time you realize that this isn't something that I wanna do a whole lot longer, so I feel like you immediately it's like after, like I feel like even in April, you're like, "Yeah, this isn't gonna work out for me. Let me start looking for another job while I, at least have income coming in." But I feel like there is this, this fruit isn't really what I want. I thought it was going to be, but I want something more. So I do feel like you get a job offer, you take it in March, and then in April, you're like probably by the end of April, but you give it time. You're pretty patient and putting up with that. So you're like, well, don't know if I really am gonna be able to do this. So I feel like in the end of April, you start looking again after about a month of working there. You're just like, "Yeah, this uh isn't gonna do." So, hopefully that helps, Swaroop. That's what they have for you right now. So many blessings to you. All right, and then Leslie, you're up. Hello, hello. Here is your timestamp maybe. There it is. And you wanna know how's the rest of, March going to be? I think you said it just said, "How's the rest of the going to be?" Was that the year or the month? Probably the month. We'll take a look here. At least I only copied the month. I might have accidentally deleted something. Well, it looks pretty good. Spirit knows what you're wanting. The Wheel of Fortune is an awesome card, to be here because that is, of course, that, everything that unfolds in our life is truly for us. Um, Sometimes our human side go, "How is that for me?" But when the Wheel of Fortune comes out, it's saying that even our human side is, "Ah, I see how this is for me. This is fortunate for me." The Queen of Wands is a very powerful card because it is telling us that uh, it feels like things are just unfolding and it feels faded and it feels like wonderful, the stuff that starts to unfold here. But the Queen of Wands tells you how big it's going to be, how fast it comes in here in March is up to you. The Queen of Wands holds the magic wand, right? And whatever she focuses her energy on is what she draws toward her. She's focused on the gratitude for what she has and has had. Just bigger, bigger, more things to be grateful for just keep coming flooding in, right? She's focusing on what's going wrong and what she fears and what she is needing and wanting. Lack energy draws that in. It slows the abundance down, comes in tiny and slowly instead of huge and fast, right? So, there is this energy that's, coming in here with that um, about you have great possibilities here. You at the minimum, you're gonna feel like, "Oh, this was great. This was for me." At the maximum, it's like, "Whoa, I won Powerball," But it doesn't have to just be money. Feeling full and fortunate can also be, of course, these energies of, whatever feels fulfilling to you and like abundance to you, coming in there. So hopefully that helps. That's what they have for you, my dear. So many blessings to you. Good to see you. All right. Let me take a quick sip here as my last of my coffee burns away here. There's a little bit left here. And we've got so I was gonna say the menu, but the list right now, Livier Vagata will be up next, and then Ravit, Against All Odds, Blueberry, Lily Cherry Berry, and then Plate of Spaghetti is who we have. So cheers, cheers, everybody. All right. So Olivier Vagata, your 21641. Let's grab yours here. Boom, boom. There we go. And for the coming week, what does Spirit want you to know here? All right. Boom, boom. Wow. So you got two major arcana. You actually got three cards. And the Queen of Wands. So you got the Hangman energy, which feels like something that has been paused in the past, something that's been kind of growing and fruitioning. And you got the Lovers card. I know you're not looking for lovers. I know you said that here, but there's an important relationship that's unfolding here this next week. It doesn't have to be romantic, but it's something that's been taking a while. And, with the Queen of Wands, I feel like you've been focusing your energy on gratitude. And in doing that, that's what's allowed this cocooning, this pausing regarding an important relationship to move forward here in this next week. So, um, and it can be a business relationship. It could be that you've been patiently waiting, looking for a job and building this relationship, trying to create a relationship with a company. And it just feels like this is the spark, this is the energy that is bringing it in this next week. Just I'm sitting in that. You can kind of see me looking around because I'm looking around in the universe, going, what is this? What is this partnership? Is it a business? Because it does feel like, it doesn't feel like friends. It doesn't feel like lovers. It doesn't feel quite like family. Although there's something going on with family where you are healing. Um, I guess I could call them some rifts, some breaks in relationship in a way, but this feels very kind of like company business oriented here. So I really feel like there's a great opportunity, especially spring and Aries season coming in. Here comes some action, here comes some movement. And again, the more you're grateful for with what you have and have had, whatever situation this is, because you'll know it's the one that you feel it's been on pause for forever. You're like, you're ready for this caterpillar to turn into a butterfly. Damn it. So I feel like whatever you're focused on, gratitude around it is what will help it come in faster. So that's what they got for you, my dear. So many blessings to you. Good to see you. All right, Ravit, you are up to 1942. There you are. And then I am doing good. I hope you're doing well as well. You like a love reading? What's I thought it said it's really far away, way over here. It says I thought it said what's OMG in love. It's coming CMG. So what's coming in love? Let's take a look here, Ravid. What can spirit, based on current energies, what is coming your way in regards of love here? I feel like I need to shuffle here. All right. What's coming in love for Ravit? Not those, these two. All right. Ooh, three. Get a little bonus card. Wow, you have a new adventure coming up here. The full card. Now it is a new beginning, and it's but it's free of expectations. It's more full of possibilities. So this isn't about, immediately having expectations, immediately having intentions. I feel like it's the beginning of something. Let's see what this is here. Yeah, we got the High Priestess. So there is a little bit of time alone still here with the High Priestess because she goes into her High Priestess temple, connects higher, looks back in the veil, understands and dives deep into their own emotions. Yep, and the Queen of Wands too. Gosh, she's come up in 3 readings. I put them all back in separate spots. She came flying out again. It's because it's this divine feminine empowerment going on right now. This is showing you that, what comes towards you has so much to do with your energy. And this makes sense when you look at them all together because the High Priestess is alone. She goes up into her temple, and she is doing the inner work, letting go of thoughts and beliefs that don't serve anymore, letting go of expectations, emotions that don't serve, energy that doesn't serve, even purging physical things that don't serve anymore. And that full card is this energy of no expectations, just starting this new adventure, letting go of old cycles. And that Queen of Wands tells us whatever you focus your energy on is what draws in. So it's like, what's coming in love? They're like, there's so many possibilities of what can come your way. And when we're running just on autopilot, going, what's happening? What's coming? We draw in all sorts of things from all over the place. Because when we're running on autopilot, our little inner children are in control and they're all over the place. So this is about stepping and going, what do I want to draw into my life? And then I start to think about what do I have in my life regarding that? It's like love, let's say. If I don't have a relationship at all right now, right? Then I focus on what have I loved about relationships that I've had in the past. You don't have to love the entire relationship, but what are the bits and pieces of the relationships that I've loved in the past? Because that draws in that. When we're grateful for those things, I'm grateful for that experience with them, grateful for that experience with them. We get more of those experiences. It starts drawing that toward us and we open the conduit. If I'm focusing on wanting love, needing love, fearing I won't find love, then I draw in things that match that, more lack energy. Because if I feel like I need and want, that means my energy is telling the universe, I enjoy feeling needing and wanting love, but not getting it. All right, we'll push that further away for you then so you can experience that longer. And you're like, no. So we start focusing on gratitude. If I've never had love in the past, then I start focusing on the love I do have of family and friends, even what I've seen in movies, what I read in books, whatever. What I really love is when this character experienced things like that. I would love to experience that. We're giving this high vibrational gratitude, energy out instead of lack and fear energy, which pushes love further away. So I feel like they're telling you here, you're in a little period of time here still with the high priestess of reflecting and learning before love will come in your way because they're holding off lower vibrational fear energy. So they kind of have you pocketed away, slow down on drawing things towards you because you don't want to draw in lower vibrational experiences of want and need and lack and fear they're helping you realize this world of possibility and that higher vibration, and then they start allowing love to come your way that matches your higher place instead of the lower. So that's kind of where you're at right now, Ravi. Hopefully that helps. And I'm grateful for that because having had a lot of lower vibrational relationships, though they are so good at learning from and learning the hard way, I don't wish it on anyone. All right. So many blessings, my dear. That's what they have for you. All right. Against all odds, you are up to 2516. Here is your timestamp. Will you get engaged to your Virgo this year? All right, let's take a look here based on current energies. Can we know? Will you be engaged? Will you? Will you? Will you? Um I know, right? Such a heavy sigh. Well, when we get the Knight of Pentacles, that's the slowest moving knight out of them all. That kind of is like someone's dragging their feet a bit here with that Knight of Pentacles. But whenever we get a slow moving night, there is something that we're learning through it all because it's not life doesn't happen slowly to torture us, though I know sometimes it feels like it is, but it's for us to give us time to raise our love vibration so that the relationship that we have is a higher one instead of a lower one. So there is a little delay in moving into that. The Queen of Cups energy is about she rolls over the cup suit with the king, but queens get a second portion of cups behind the scenes, which makes her the master of her emotions, very empathic. And I feel like this delay is giving you time to develop your empathic gifts, to look into emotions that are below the surface for you that you're bringing up and bringing forward and bringing out so that you won't so things can flow and you can have this higher and higher and higher love vibration that comes in here. A lot of clarity coming in through the heart, a lot of intuition, a lot of messages coming through your heart too. So whatever you've been getting, these down in the gut energies, trust those. I feel like they're coming in here and you're learning to trust your intuition more and more and more as you're moving forward here. But right now it feels like based on current energy, not by the end of this year, with the Knight of Pentacles. Slow rolling it. I know. There's always a reason, right? You ever watch the old Saturday Night Live with Gilda Radner? She was Rosanna Dana Dana Tana or Tana Tana Dana, something like that. I could never remember her full name, but she's funny. She'd always have her little skit, and she goes, "It just goes to tell you, it just goes to show you, it's always something." That was her tagline thing, and I kind of feel like this is their tagline. It's, "Oh well, now there's the economy. Now there's this. I don't know. We should probably wait." And it's I just feel like, and especially with Virgo, they want things very exact, and so they're like, "Oh, okay, now that I need to research this, I gotta make sure this first." It's like, "Oh gosh," you know, we're gonna be end up getting married in a nursing home at this rate. Anyway, not really, but that's what they have for you right now. So hopefully that helps. Many blessings to you. All right, Blueberry, you're up, 228:42. Here's your timestamp. Boom, boom. And a general leading, what spirit wants you to know about your current situation? All right, let's take a look here. What would you like Blueberry to know? Okay, this one and this one. Yep. Well, you got the Knight of Swords and the Four of Cups. It's an interesting energy because the Four of Cups is like a stagnant emotional energy, um, meaning we reach a place like we go through challenges. All the even numbers are like places of balance we get to. So, like the Two of Cups, we're balanced. Then we had the Three of Cups, which brought in a challenge, brings us to the Four of Cups. And the Four of Cups were balanced, but when we stay at an emotional place for too long, it starts becoming stagnant. And when we're reaching stagnancy, then things start to rumble, and then we enter the Five of Cups, emotional conflict, something that's challenging us emotionally to help us grow up into the Six of Cups, the next level, because we're all about growth and evolution and movement in this lifetime. We didn't come here to sit like a bump on a log, right? We're here to transform and experience higher and higher and higher and higher things. And whatever this, I feel like you have a Five of Cups, like erupting energy that's coming into your life, which is challenging your emotions, bringing up some emotions, right? Triggering some emotions. But it's for you. With the Knight of Swords, it's a quest from seeing things from a higher perspective, a quest for stepping into your power of story. And with this situation that you're currently in, it's basically bringing you to this point that the Five of Cups takes you into the power of emotional choice, and that kind of goes hand in hand with this Knight of Swords, the power of mental choice, the power of the story. Because when you realize that the outside world just happens, it just is, it's meaningless till it gets in here. Then we create meaning. We create a story about what that means about us, about our worth, about the world and other people and everything else. But ultimately, it's about what that means about me, about my worth. And then this emotional soundtrack, whatever this story we choose, there's an emotional soundtrack that plays to support that story. And I feel like that's a lot of what's coming in here is you realizing, why do I believe that that situation means this? What am I fearing about this situation? Ultimately, get down to what am I fearing that means about me? Ah, we get the little bing, 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 and then we realize, oh, this root goes back to this. I was told that when someone does this or this situation happens, that means I'm a failure, means I'm unlovable, means I'm not good enough. It means I'm going to get punished. And that's what we're afraid of. And we realize, no, wait a minute. My worth is not dependent upon anything in that outside world. My worth comes inward and upward. My ultimate worth is that I'm priceless, and the eternal unconditional love of the higher realm says so. The creator and all the our posse, that our worth is solid in that. Eternal, it never changes, unconditional, it never changes. We are priceless, we are loved, nothing ever changes. Humans, the fickle, unstable humans that we are, when we have a little inner child that feels unsafe or out of control, or uncomfortable, it freaks out and does all sorts of fun, stupid stuff, right? Unintelligent, unloving, uncompassionate things because it boots out our intelligent side, acts like a 2-year-old. That's why people act the way they do. That's why we react the way we do when we're in fear or feeling uncomfortable or unsafe, any of that. And so there's this transformation that comes in with all this of, now I understand what my true worth is, and now I'm changing the story about what that means. And when I change the story of what that means, the emotional soundtrack also adjusts to match the new story. And I feel like that's what they want you to know right now. I know it's a long way around that, but they wanted to be thorough, evidently. So hopefully that helps, Blueberry. That's what they have for you. So many blessings to you. All right. And then Lily Cherryberry. I like that. Here is your timestamp. Boom, boom, boom. And will he respond? Will he reconnect romantically? All right. Based on current energies, will he respond? All right. Thank you. And will he reconnect romantically? Right. you know, will he respond? We got the Three of Wands, which is about going a different direction. So with that, I feel like that is a no in this particular energy of this moment, that they're choosing to go a different route. And will he reconnect romantically? We got the Empress energy, which on one hand is Mother Nature, Mother Nurture focusing on themselves, but there's also this other energy here of like, that there's an interest of pursuing someone that feels um, like this newness, this new birth, this new kind of person that they feel is very nurturing and giving and sensual and is going to give them the love that they deserve and need and blah 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 blah. You know, and I say all that way because they're looking for something outside of themselves that only they can give themselves. No one can make anyone else happy. Happiness is an inside job. We can make it easier or harder for people to be happy or not, but ultimately it's about coming in here, right? And until we find happiness in here, no one's going to be able to experience happiness with us or together, right? And that's what I just kind of say that way because I feel like that's the journey they're on, where they're thinking, well, you didn't make me happy. I'm going to find happiness somewhere else. Good luck because you're not. Not until you find your inner happiness, you'll continue going from person to person to person until you realize, oh, happiness isn't out there, it's in here, right? So that's what they have for you, little cherry berry. So many blessings to you. Hey, Ankita. Hello, hello. Thank you so much for your donation. I do have just one free reading left. So if you don't mind, I'm just going to finish that one out and then we will move to yours for your donation. So I know you're gracious that way. I know you understand. So I'm going to finish that one up. So, plate of spaghetti, you are up to 36.48. So let's take a look here. Here is your time stamp. You want to know, how does Jackson feel about being just friends, right? And how's the love energy with Will? All right. So how does Jackson feel about just being friends? Okay. And how is Wheel feeling? So Jackson in friendship, 7 of Wands. You know, the 7 of Wands is an energy of, you know, being true to oneself and standing tall and shining bright, wanting to be seen, not dimming their light, not asking permission to shine or whatever. I don't feel here that they're excited about it. I don't feel they're upset about it. I feel like they're really centered on themselves right now. Um, and they're like, yeah, that's fine. But for them, friends is hanging out as a group, like here's all this group of friends. You just become one in a group of many with them that way. And I feel like they're like, all right, yeah, we can be friends. That's like they don't like being at odds with people. And but I feel like with them, it's more friends are more acquaintances than they are besties. Like you might consider friends. I feel like you have like this, like the rings of hell, right? But there's the rings of friendship that, you have acquaintances out here, and then there's this ring of friends, and then there's these ring of closer friends, and then these ring of closer friends, and then there's the besties that only are the ones that get the secrets. Um, so you have these different, levels of friends where they just have everyone's acquaintances almost unless I'm with you, and they try to find one best friend that's their girlfriend or boyfriend or whatever it may be. They it's just they're usually just have one person they're friends with. When they get in a relationship, that's usually the person that's their friend. I feel is how they work. So hopefully that makes sense. Um, how's the love energy with Will? Well, looks like it's going good right now with the Lovers card. So they definitely feel like you're an important relationship in their life right now. Um, and it is the Gemini energy. And I kind of feel like they said that on purpose. Well, right now, but I feel like Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, the Gemini twins, one twin is Earth, one twin is heaven. And it's like, you know, it depends on the moment and the day, right? Like right now, take a picture. They feel they're in the heaven and feeling everything's going smooth. But I feel like there's things that can just suddenly trigger stuff and it kind of goes into, something different, with that as well. So that is what I feel they have there for you. They're definitely ones you care about now for right now. But yeah. So, but I just feel like it fluctuates so much with them. It feels so unpredictable with Will for some reason. But so that's what they have for you, my dear. So many blessings. Good to see you. All right. So, Ankita, I got your free reading added on to the free list, which they'll be both after. Oh, you're all ADHD. Oh my gosh. That sounds like a sitcom. You should write a screenplay. Certainly entertaining, I'm sure. All right. So, Ankita, for your donation, thank you so much for that. Here's your time stamp. Then your free reading will be right up after this, unless I get another donation, of course. So I love all your little woo woo woo. What's going on? You feeling dizzy? So with your boyfriend feeling right now, will he come back or is your relationship over? All right, let's take a look here. Based on current energies, let's see what we got going on here. So based on their current energies, will they come back? And is your relationship over? What else do they want you to know here? All right. So will they come back? We've got the hermit energy here, which is them off by themselves. And the King of Cups is this looking for someone who's more compatible kind of energy here, is what I feel like they're doing. They're trying to understand, what does a compatible person mean for me in my life, right? Is the relationship over? I got the Page of Swords. There's a lot of seeking clarity here. Let me see what these other three cards are here, because, we've got on the bottom of the deck, yeah, because we've got this um, Knight of Cups, which is movement of emotion, but the Queen of Swords is like the divine counterpart of the King of Cups, which is both of them represent the search for someone who's more compatible, or for someone who's compatible that matches my communication style, that we have great conversations, and we fit like a glove. It feels like it just works so well. And this is like the energy I feel both of you guys are in. This underlying energy I feel is you searching for someone that communicates better with you, and them looking for someone that understands their emotions more. But there's a lot of clarity that's coming in with this Page of Swords. Let's see what else we have. Yeah, we got the Calling card, Judgment, which is about feel like we're being drawn somewhere. Got the King of Pentacles and the Empress. Yeah, there is this energy that, it's like there's this commonality here. The King of Pentacles is about abundance and fullness of the outside world. The Empress is about abundance and harvest as well. But the Empress is at a different level than the King, which is saying that you guys aren't on the same levels. You guys desire different things. And I feel like here with this King of Wands on the bottom, it's not about whether they want the relationship or not. It's about what do you want? Because you don't want this relationship. You don't want this. So um you're ready to move into something new, just something that feels like someone who, treats you like you want to be treated and how you would treat them. And and I just feel like there is this energy of separation that's coming in here, and a lot of clarity is coming in through all of this here. But this King of Wands is it's time for you to decide what you want and you take action with this King of Wands, not waiting upon, well, do they want to end or not? Because I don't want to be the one to end it. It's like someone's got to be the adult and realize this isn't healthy. This isn't for us. You deserve to be with someone that matches you, and I deserve to be with someone that matches me instead of getting mad at each other that we're different, right? Because the Empress deserves an emperor. The King of Pentacles deserves a Queen of Pentacles. Um, and when there's a difference in between the two, there's always this grinding against one another. And it's like, why? It's the fear of being alone. But it's like the longer we stay with someone who doesn't match up with our energy, the longer we're delaying ending up and finding the person that does. And so it's good for both of us to let the other person go so that they can be happy and that we can be happy and that the people we end up with can be happy too, you know, because we're going to find someone that matches their energy. So hopefully that helps. Let's see what your oracle card from the Dark Moon Oracle says. And then we'll go into your free reading here. You've got scattered. Yeah, kind of matches the energy, right? All the pages all over the place. Let's see what this is here. So this card represents the energy of the dark moon in Gemini ahead of the new moon in Gemini. Your biggest enemy now is being scattered, wishy-washy, and overly changeable. Your thoughts are like pages blowing around in the wind as you fight to stay grounded amid chaotic energy. Have you been flip-flopping around about what you want? No one is saying you have to be strict and stern with yourself or mentally inflexible, but you do need to take some time to get clear about what you actually want. That's the Page of Wands, the clarity, right? What are your current goals and what do you have to do to achieve them? Use this card as a sign to literally pick up a pen and write them down. Doing so will help you to shift your mindset, which is what you need to do right now to get what you want. Imagine you're the smartest person you know. What would your next move be as you inch towards your dreams? If you need to talk things through with someone, this card is a sign to do it sooner rather than later. Once you've had the conversation or even an exchange of messages, you'll have a better idea of where you stand and thus of what to do next. Additional meanings for this card: create a wish list or vision board, listen to what others are saying, research whatever you're wrestling with, communicate, recognize that a sound mind leads to a sound body and vice versa. So I like that. They're bringing into this here too. So if someone's not like, when people stop talking or, they don't respond and all that, it tells you that they're not emotionally mature enough to be in a relationship because that's what a child does, you know, um, no, I'm not going to talk to you. That's a child. An adult, a mature adult who is ready to be in a relationship is ready to talk things out. And when we continue to allow someone to act like a child, we reinforce the behavior. It's okay to act like a child. But when someone acts like a child and we're like, um, I don't think you're ready to be in a relationship, so you might want to learn how to communicate and um because that's what's necessary in a relationship. Bye. That's why I'm single. No. Anyway, but that's what they have for you in Kita. Hopefully that helps, my dear. That's what they got for you right now. So many blessings to you. And then for your free reading, we are at 2:49:55. Boop, boop, boop. Here's your timestamp. And you want, how does the person on your mind feel about you? All right. How do they feel about you based on current energies? All right. All right. Well, Eight of Wands, they're very attracted to you with the Eight of Wands. A lot of this energetic, physical attraction there with the Eight of Wands. Five of Cups, they're a bit emotionally conflicted. Um, so I feel like they definitely have emotions that are there, and that they have that caring energy that's there, but there's also something that's keeping them from allowing themselves to act on those feelings and kind of resistant feeling the feelings there. So, I'm sure you know what that is, with, you know and I feel like it's because they know that you're in a complicated relationship right now, and that confuses them, and it creates fear in some part of them because they don't wanna be someone that's breaking up a relationship, or they don't want to, be that other person and to be involved in drama, which their mind's like, "Oh, no," you know, and, but they care and they have the passion, they have a strong, uh, physical and energetic attraction there, but, they're not allowing themselves, I feel like, with this energy to move on that, because of that. So very conflicted emotions, coming in. So hopefully that helps. So they got for you, Ankita. So many blessings to you. All right. Blueberry, that bing bing moment happened long ago. I'm just learning to let go of people who were not there for me and forgive yourself for thinking I was unlovable. Oh, yeah. Isn't that great? That's a very empowering place, Blueberry. I mean, really, such a wonderful freedom that comes from that, letting that go. So I love that for you. You're very welcome, Blueberry. So good to see you. All right, everybody. I think that is everything that we have. Hey, Maria Scorpio, maybe one more. But for those of you here, if you haven't got into my new giveaway, we just put it out today. So April 1st, no fooling, we have a Libra full moon coming in. So if you want to get into the drawing to win the possibility of a 30-minute personal recorded reading or one of my energetic hedges, check it. You can get into that here. Also, around every new moon and full moon, I do put out a video talking about making the most of the either new moon energy or full moon energy. This one's specifically for the Pisces that we just had yesterday. We'll still be in that energy for several days, so you can still make the most of the new moon wishes and intentions. So be sure to check that out if you want to do that. And there's another video that's referenced in there about the basics of making the most of the new moon energy as well. If you hadn't checked that one out yet, here's that one, just in case. If you go, oh, I didn't see that one, this is that one, and it dives deeper into how to make the most of the wishes, what intentions are, and making the most of those too. And then we just came out today with a new podcast adventure, my podcast series, The Easier Path. This one's called Fated Love. We talk about, you know, is every love of every life fated, or what is a twin flame, and what are some perspectives on that from spirit? And I am tools and that can help us with relationships too. So it's almost an hour long video, but we dive deep into it because I feel like that's one of the big things in our life. So be sure to check that out if you're interested. And then if you want to catch up on the playlist, be sure to check out the description area of the video. It has all of the playlist links. And if you go to my main page at the top, they're always listed there too. So you can check those out there. And thank you guys again for all the thumbs up too. It does help spread the Zen love, and I'm so grateful for that. um, hey, Maria Scorpio. Thank you so much. Love your energy too. So welcome, welcome. I'm closing down right now. If you have a quick question, I can throw a quick card for that. Otherwise, I'm going to be shutting down for the evening. I am on Wednesday through Sunday evening, starting at 5 p.m. Mountain Time. So I will be back tomorrow night. Tomorrow night, we're going to have some giveaways for the spring equinox, and also a special ritual at the beginning. So be sure to come back and check it out if you like, or watch it on replay for sure. All right, everybody. I don't have any others here, so we're going to close it down for tonight and tell you guys again, remember, every second of every day of your life, you truly are eternally and unconditionally loved by the Mother and the Father of all things, our Creator. And of course, I love you too. So until I see you again, much love. Hang in there. Take care of yourself. We'll see you soon.